Hello everyone, I am Akash and this is a fast tutorial on JavaScript. So let's get started. Okay, so here is my index.html file and this is a basic HTML boilerplates. And before starting, I'd like to show you the extension that I'm going to use in this video. So I'm going to use this live server extension to render this index.html page live on my browser, and I'm also using this prettier extension for code formatting. So, and what this prettier extension does is it is going to prettify the code as soon as I save this file. So as you can see here, so I'm using those two extensions. And so first of all, I'm going to start this live server extension. So to do that, I'm going to click on this go live button, and as you can see here in the browser window, it is started. Okay, so now let's get started with this tutorial. So first of all, we cannot write JavaScript directly into the body tags of our HTML document. So we first have to write the script tag. So this is the script tag, and between these two tags we can write our JavaScript. So first of all, let's write hello world. So for that, I'm going to write document dot write, and then within this brackets I'm going to write hello world and the semicolon. And as you can see here, as soon as I have saved, this page has reloaded and we have the hello world text written. So this is how we can just simply display whatever we want onto the page. So I can also write any expression here like 5 plus 5, and it is going to display the sum of that is 10. So this is how you can display any text or any expression using the document.write method. So you should not use this document.write method after the page has completed loading, otherwise it is going to override all the HTML. So let me show you how it is going to do that. So I'm just going to create a button here. So button, and I'm going to write the type to button and on click. So in this on click, I'm going to just paste this document.write, and I'm going to give this name, that is btn. Okay, so we have a button here, and now let's create paragraph, and I'm going to write hello. Okay, so as you can see here, the hello is printed. Now as soon as I click this button, it is going to override that hello, and it is going to just print the output for this document.write method. So instead of that, what you can use is the document.getElement by id. So let me show you that. So I'm going to create a div here with an id of demo, and now I'm going to write document.getElement by id, and here I'm going to pass the name of the id, that is demo, and then dot inner HTML, and I'm going to write hello world, and as you can see here, hello world is printed successfully. Okay, so this is how you can display whatever text you want on your web page using the JavaScript. Okay, now let's see how you can create variables and store values in that variable and display the values of that variable on our web page. So to create variables in JavaScript, you have to write the keyword var, var, and then the name of the variable. So we created a variable a. So what we have done is we have declared a variable, so we haven't defined any value. So we can define the value by a equal to 10. So now let's print the value of this a on our web page, and as you can see here, the value of this a variable is printed here. So you can also define this here itself. And now let's create another two variables, and let's assign the value for a as 5 and for b 5 as well. And in C we are going to add these two variables, so a plus b. So now let's see what answer we get. And as you can see here, we are getting the answer as 10. So it is going to add up the values for these two variables. And we can also write like this. So we are going to get the answer as 15. So we have added the value of a and 10. So you can also write string here using the double inverted commas, and let's write hello, and it is going to concat these two. So as you can see here, we have the number 5 and the string hello printed. So this is how you can display numbers or string here. So if you have learned any other programming language, then you must have known that you have to specify the data type for the variable, but in JavaScript you don't need to do that. So it is going to take the data type automatically, and here you can use other arithmetic operators like minus and multiplication and division and percentage. So this was all about how you can create variables and assign values to those variables. And also as other different languages, we can also write comments in JavaScript. So we can write comments using double forward slash, and you can write any comment here like so. This is how you can write comments in JavaScript, and this is a single line comment. So if you want to write a multi-line comment, then you can do that using a forward slash and a star, and you have to close it using star and then forward slash. So this is how you can write any multi-line comment in JavaScript. Then after, let's start with conditional statements. So here we have if else statement. If, then we have to write a condition here, and if that condition that we write here is satisfied, then the code that we write within these curly braces is going to be executed. And there is else statement, and if this if condition is false, then it is going to execute this else block. So let's create a variable demo, and now here let's just write true. And now in this block I'm going to write demo, then plus equal to, and then I'm going to write a string here that is true, and I'm going to copy it and paste it here and write false. And so as I have written true here, so this if block is going to be executed, and we're going to see this true string. Okay, so now here we have to change this to demo, and now let's run this. So it is giving us undefined, and then it is writing true. so it is giving us undefined, as we haven't said JavaScript that this demo variable should be of type string. So we have to just specify double inverted commas and leave them empty, and let's save this. And as you can see here, it is now not showing the undefined, and we have displayed this true. And now let's change this to false, and let's run this. So it is going to execute the else block, and we have the string false written here. So this is how you can use the if else statement, and you can also have the else if statement. So this else if condition, and you can specify third condition that you want other than the if and else. And then now let's see the loops. So first of all, let's see for loop. So let's create a variable I, and then we have to define this, and then we have to write a condition, so I less than 10, and then we have to increment this I. So we can do that using the plus plus. So this is going to add 1 to I, and then we are going to print something here. So now let's write demo plus equal to, and let's write hello. So this is going to print this hello 10 times. So let's see, and as you can see here, it has displayed the hello 10 times. Now I want this into a new line, so I want to break this line every time this is executed. So in JavaScript you can use tags within this double inverted commas. So I'm going to use the br, that is line break tag, and so this is the output here. So this is how you can use tags in the JavaScript. Now if I don't want to display a string and I just want the value for I to be displayed, then I'm just going to write this, and I'm going to write plus double inverted commas and then br for line break. So this is going to display the number 0 to 9, as you can see here. So this is how you can use this for loop. Then there is while loop. So with this while loop, so whatever we write in this while block is going to be executed till the condition that we will specify is true. Okay, so now let's create a variable I, and let's assign it to 0, and we want this while block to be executed till this value of I is 5. So I want this value of I to be less than 5, and we are just going to print the value of I. Okay, and then we are going to increment the value of I, so I plus plus, and I'm also going to specify the br tag here, and as you can see we have the output from 0 to 4. So this is how the while loop works. And as you saw before, the increment operators, that is the plus plus. So if I have a variable I equal to 0, and if I write here I plus plus, then it is going to increment the value of I, and it hasn't incremented the value of I because this is the post increment. So if we write the plus plus before the variable, then it is going to give us this incremented value, that is 1. So this is the pre-increment. So in this post increment, the original value is going to be displayed, and after that the increment is going to be done. So we are not able to see the incremented value here. So if we write the statement again as like this, then we are going to see the incremented value. So as you can see here, we have the value 1. So this is how you can do the pre-increment and post-increment, and you can also do the pre-decrement and post-decrement using the minus minus. So it is going to subtract 1 from the value that is predefined. So as you can see here, let me just comment this. So as you can see here, it has subtracted 1 from 10, and if I do post increment, then we are going to get the original value. And as you can see here, we have the decremented value. So as you can see here, we have this value decremented. Okay, so now let's see how you can create array in JavaScript. So to create array, you have to write variable, then the name, then equal to new array. So this is how you can create an array. So now let's write array and let's run this. So it is not going to display anything as we don't have any values in this array variable. So let's insert some values. So we can do that using array, and then we have to specify the index. So the array index starts from 0 and then equal to, and let's write a, and let's run this. So we have the first element at the id 0, that is a, and let's copy and paste it, and let's specify the index 1 and 2. So we have all the elements a, b, c. So this is how you can insert the elements in an array and display them. And if you don't want to insert the values like this, then you can also do that in here like this. So this is how you can insert elements into this array as well. And if you want a number, then you can have it as well. So this is how you can create array. And if you just want to display a single element from this array, then you just have to specify the index for that. So at index 0 we have a, so we getting the output a. Then at the index 2 we have the value 10, and if you write the index 3, then it is going to say undefined as we don't have any value there at index 3, so we are getting this undefined. So this is how you can create array. And there is a third way of defining an array, that is using this square braces. So within these square brackets, whatever elements that you want in the array, you can write here. So ABC, then 10, 50, and let's save it, and let's change this to 0. So we have the element at the index 0 displayed. So this is how you can also define the array in JavaScript. Okay, now let's see how we can create objects in JavaScript. So let's create a variable with the name obj and equal to, and here we have to write the curly bracket, and within this curly bracket we have to specify the properties for this obj object. So first property, let's say name, then colon, and then value for this. So Akash. So let's specify another property. So comma and then age colon 20, and that's it. So this is how you create an object. So at the end you have to write semicolon, and as I'm using that prettifier extension, so as soon as I saved this, so it automatically included this semicolon. So this is how you can create object. Now if you want to get these values displayed on the HTML page, then if you write the name directly like this, then you will not be able to display those. So you have to write the name of the object, that is obj, then dot, and then the name of the property, that is the name. So let's run, and as you can see we have this value for this property, that is name. And now let's write age, and we have the value 20 here. So this is how you can create object and display the values for the properties of the object using the name of the object and then dot and then the name of the property. Okay, now let's see how you can create a function in JavaScript. So to create a function, you have to write the keyword function, then space, then the name of the function. So let's write my fun, and then the two circle brackets, and then the curly bracket, and here we have to write whatever we want this function to do. So in this I'm going to create a variable a, and going to assign it the value 10, and then I'm going to create another variable, assign it the value 10 as well, and create a third variable, and here I'm going to do the sum of these two variables. And to display this, I'm going to write the name of this function here, that is my fun, and then let's save it, and it's saying undefined. So we haven't written anything from this function, so we have to return the variable c, and as you can see here we have the value 20. So this is how you can create functions in JavaScript. So now next we are going to see how we can create events. So for that I'm going to create a button with the type button. So there are some common HTML events like on click, then on change, on mouse down, on mouse move. So I'm going to write on click. So in this attributes value I'm going to just pass on this function that I have created, that is my fun, and I'm going to specify the name of this as sum, and let's save it. So we have a button here, and I'll just comment this line, and as you can see here we have this button. So as soon as I click this button, then it is going to see that we have specified this function. So it is going to go in search of this function, and we have specified this function within this script tags. So it is going to run this function, and we are going to get the output 20. Okay, so now I'm going to remove this comment, and I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to save it. Now I'm going to click on this button, and as you can see here we have the output 20. Okay, so that's it for this video. So I hope you like this video, and if you did, then click on that thumbs up button. And also if you want to see more of these kind of videos, then do subscribe to this channel by clicking on the red subscribe button, and do check out my other videos also. I also make videos on web development and creating different UIs using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And also I make installation guides of Linux, so do check those out as well. And that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.